Group racing returns to Sha Tin on Sunday with two Group 2s, the Sprint Cup and the Chairman's Trophy, as well, of course, as the 10th anniversary of the Beijing Clubhouse as well. That comes up as race number 4 on the programme. Glad to say I'm joined here in the studio by Paul Lally, our form analyst, and race caller Brett Davis as well. And Brett, a lot of the horses warming up here for the big meeting at the end of the month.
That they are, Andrew, yes. Sprint Cup, of course, last year won by Mr Stunning, who's there to defend his title. Rapid Dragon won the Chairman's Trophy, so beating Beauty Only, who is getting close to a win. But, of course, at that stage, 12 months ago, I think Time Warp was going around at the Valley, 1,800 metres, breaking track records and so forth. He hadn't fully emerged. We've got the emergence as well of horses like 50-50 and Beat the Clock too. So it's a bit of a new era coming in, but as you say, it's a lead up towards Champions Day at the end of the month. Absolutely.
No jackpots, Paul, but some interesting first starters and class racing all round.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? There's 7 first starters running around with 4 coming up in the first. So that looks like some really good racing there. Lean Perfection's going to come up the shortest price favourite of the day, no question. He's unbeaten in Hong Kong. He looks very good as well. So there'll be a few bankers and exotics and whatnot.
And Responsibly's back. That was quick, wasn't it? Double quick.
He heals well. He heals well. He, of course, had a really nasty fall last season at the Valley as well and said he'd be back within a certain period. He wasn't quite there, but he wasn't far short. And again, remarkable. Great to see him back, and no doubt he'll get straight back into the flow of things.
Yeah, I saw him the other day, shook his hand. He's got an iron grip. He might even be stronger now than he was when he before he had the injury.
He might be Iron Man now.
I think someone's already got that one. All right, so Sunday's programme, it's a mixed card. We've got 10 races on the turf and a couple on the all-weather. Meeting number 61, and we're on the C course as well. Kick things off, all the race names are areas of Beijing. You can work those out for yourself. Ocean Roar heads the first, though. A 10-time winner at Happy Valley. He's never placed at Sha Tin. Peace Combination, last night winner at Happy Valley as well. We've got 4 first starters here. HK Tourbillon, Sunshine Holiday, Super Rich and Team Spirit with the blinkers on. They're all 3-year-olds. Haven Street's had 2 starts, finished last on both of them. Glaring Armour gets the barrier 14. Down to Great Sun. They take the hood and the tongue tie off as he tries to course and distance for the first time.
Yeah, 1,000 metres. Now, the newcomers, Team Spirit, had blinkers in his last trial and he really sparked out of the gate. Super Rich has got pace. Sunshine Holiday, he'll either be handy or towards the back, and HK Tourbillon probably somewhere midfield. But there'll be good speed here because Peace Combination's in the race as well as Ocean Roar. But a couple of the newcomers have got their fair share of speed. Yeah,
and this one has as well. He's got blinkers on for the first time and he's got a 10-pound claim. His best run's been over 1,000. He's back to that and he moves nicely here in the mornings. You can see he's super keen to get on with it with these blinkers on for the first time. Here is Hong Kong Turbine. He's just been pushed out a little bit. Umberto Responsibly, the Bionic Man, he's aboard here as he comes down. A nice 400-metre gallop for him. Travels nicely here and he's all set for his assignment. Tongue Tie will go on for his debut. Super Rich will likely come up one of the favourites in the race with Joe Moreira doing all the work on his 3 trials, and he's having the shadow roll on and the tongue tie on for the first time as well, and he moves nicely enough here as you can see. So a couple of first starters make it quite interesting, the first.
We'll have a look at some of their trials as well in a moment. We'll start off with some race form though, and Peace Combination was a winner at Happy Valley last time out. At Ocean Roar and Haven Street trailed him in last.
Yeah, well, Haven Street looks void of ability at the moment, so he can clearly put the pen through him on what we've seen. Ocean Roar, as you highlighted when looking at the race card, Andrew, Happy Valley's been his track. He's had a lot of chances at Sha Tin, it hasn't been good enough. So what does that leave us with? Peace Combination, he's probably a better horse at the Valley too, I would have thought, but he's been competitive at Sha Tin.
He's had 17 starts down the straight, 1,000, and hasn't won. He's been placed numerous times. He's run second 6 times. So if you're going to do the wider exotics, I'd put him in, but only on that level.
All right, OK, that's Peace Combination. Let's have a look at some of these first starters then. Starting off with Neil Callan. He'll be riding Sunshine Holiday.
Yeah, he's a nice young horse. You know, his first trial, he was a little bit all over the place, very green and what have you. But, you know, I suppose that's just a young horse just settling in and just familiarising himself with the place. But his 2 subsequent trials have been quite nice. I like the way he hits the line. He hit the line quite well in his last trial. Look, ideally it would have been nice to have him ready to start over 12 because I think he's going to be better when he goes a bit further. But this race presented itself at a good time in his preparation. So, you know, he's drawn out a little bit low. But I think the most important thing is just getting a run into him and just getting the experience into him. But I think for a future, I think he's quite a nice horse.
You mentioned that low draw. He's also had a habit of missing the start in his trials. Will you be getting back from there?
Oh, look, if he misses the start, then I'll just be patient on him. But you know, look, if it's a typical 1,000-metre race, you know, you're on a young horse. If he misses the break, it's playing catch up anyway. So, look, if he jumps well or if he doesn't jump well, he'll just sit where he's comfy. And look, I think the most important thing is let him have a good experience, and hopefully he hits the line quite well with going forward to his next run. So we just want him to have a nice experience, and you know, look, like I say, for the future, he's a nice horse.
That was the Ironman, Neil Callan, on Sunshine Holiday. What are the other debutants? We have a look at some trial form here. Team Spirit, they put the blinkers on for the first time here, and he's much improved performance. HK Tourbillon in behind. Yeah,
I really liked it when the blinkers went on. He was a different horse. Nasrullah, he's done all the work with him. He's 1160 pounds. He's had 3 trials. He's got this natural gate speed, and Chris So's got some really good stats when you go through them, looking at these first starters. Horses coming out, so I think he's a good player in this race, and his trial was quicker than the one of Super Rich. He'll probably start for
yeah, I think they're the two of the newcomers, Super Rich and also Team Spirit, and here is Super Rich.
Yeah, so he's a Red Giant 3-year-old. He's had 3 trials, looked pretty good.
Yeah, Joe's done all the work on him. Now he's 1,097 pounds, a little bit lighter, but this was again a nice trial from him, and he wasn't pushed out at all. Now it was slightly slower than Team Spirit, so you take that as what you want, but you know, it was still a really good trial, and he still won it well.
Interesting. He's had the shadow roll on there for the first time too, and he'll carry that on debut. Magic Success, I sort of jot him down as a 1,200-metre horse, but I'm going to have a shot at the 1,000 here.
Yeah, he debuted over 1,000, stayed on. They've been up in trip since, Paul, but yeah, the drop in trip's interesting.
He's in the market too, $9.40. I mean, a lot of that might be to do with Zach Purden riding him as well. Interesting to see him come back to the 1,000. Magic Alberts have performed over the shorter distances before, but he just come a little bit too short for me.
He had excuses last start when they put the blinkers on for the first time, so he's probably worth another chance, because there was a run 3 or 4 back. Jenny suggested from the paddock he'd run well. He looked very good in running 3rd. So he's got ability, he's just got to put it all together. Yeah,
that was Super Junior winning that trial. It was a pretty good yardstick as well. But 1,000 metres for the first ball.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a horse that's had a few starts, which is Super 18. He has run second down the straight 1,000 behind Lean Perfection, who's got to start really short later on. They tried him up over longer, but his best runs have been over this distance. Team Spirit and Super Rich, the first 2 starters. And Just Not Listening is very fit now. He's had 2 starts and had a little excuse last time. So went 4, 8, 7 and 9. But I like the each-way price about the 4 is currently a good each-way price. So that's how I'd be playing it.
$6.20 is the favourites quote early, and that is Super Rich. It's a very even opening race. I'm going to take a chance with Just Not Listening. I thought first up he ran well, second up had some excuses. He over-raced and he got sort of back in the field, had a lot of horses in front of him. He's drawn 13. He needs to step well. There's been money for him both times he's gone to the races, suggesting that there's something there, and I haven't minded the way he's found the line, even though he's been well beaten. So I'm going to take a little chance that he might get the breaks early and run a big race. Super Rich and Team Spirit are the newcomers, and Paul's made a case for Super 18 with blinkers on. So 9, 7, 8, 4, and because of the market, I'll be happy just to have something on the 9 each way.
Yeah, I think as you said, Brett, there's a few that you can probably rule out, but otherwise it's pretty open. I'll go with the first starter, 7 and 8 there in the first.